Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a quick innovation tutorial, whatever. Um, you know how, good morning. Sorry, I cut myself, but sorry that you have to look at that. But I have an innovation. You know how we all trade memory dex cards, memdexes. Well, we're always in that quandary about is the private information there, isn't it? You know, and there's different ways that people have come up with addressing that. Well, so here is my spin. I'm creating this Bridgerton Memdex, and I've already glued this like filigree front to just a plain. It looked like this, but it didn't have the Memdex part. But I just glued those together. So that was step one. Now, then I glued just a plain black back to it to make it more sturdy. So this is already 3 layers. Then I plan on adding this to the back like this. And that would be actually another 3 layers. But so when you put it in your Rolodex or Memdex holder, it will be very secure. But the innovation is this. It's going to open up like this so that you don't have, so that the private stuff is shielded when somebody opens it up. So, or when they show the Memdex on screen. I'm sorry, you'll understand once I do it. But anyway, so that's what I'm doing right now. So I decided to jump on here and get on camera and show you a couple of my hacks. When I have this kind of thing that has this filigree and it's a big whatever, opening and stuff, what I do is, wait, let me see, it's going to go this way, so it's going to glue to that. Doesn't matter which direction. Okay, so my little hack or cheat is I load up my spatula, my silicone spatula. I think these are from Dollar Tree. I was using it earlier, so I'm just cleaning off the glue from before, which is the nice thing about this. So what I do is, you might want to start off with a nice clean spatula. Anyway, so I take my glue and I just load it up on there. Then I take my favorite glue bottle, the bakery icing thing, and I spread it out so that there's no puddles, so to speak. Then, when you're trying to glue something this detailed and intricate, it's easier to do it because you just have to wipe it on. And if you need some more, you go back. I left a little bit of the extra on the side of the glue bottle so that I could grab it. Come back and grab it. Sorry, I'm in my head today. I gotta remember to talk out loud. Apologies, but I'm sure you can see from what I'm doing what you need to do. So instead of a spray adhesive, which is kind of toxic, I don't know, I'm sensitive to stuff like that. This is what I do. So then it's relatively clean on this side because there's little to no seepage, but if you have some, you can clean it up very easily. So I'm applying this to my back of my Memdex, because if you watch me on my channel, you know that I'm a fan of pretty fronts and backs. So I can feel that there is a little bit of glue residue seeping through, so I'm just going to blot that up with a towel, get that off of there. If I had my wipes handy, I would use my baby wipes. I gotta find a eco-friendly alternative for that. But sometimes these are truly the best. Okay, so now we have the back of the Memdex. So, well, that's going to be glued anyway. But, so your personal information could go in here, all types of stuff, what you like. You know, a lot of times when we do swaps, we say, you know, what would you buy for $5? What's your favorite color? You know, just a little stuff about you, about yourself. So now I'm going to adhere this to this right here. You could use the spatula method, but you don't really need to since this is not going to show. I'm sorry, this doesn't have those cutouts and stuff, so I'm just loading it up with glue. And then I take my favorite glue bottle and I just knock those puddles down so we don't have seepage where you don't want it. And because the side is metal, it easily peels off later on. Okay, let's apply this to the back. I guess I should have cut that out with my information in it. This just was a late night inspiration last night, so I didn't think to do that. But that's what I would have done on my Cricut. I would have already had my info on this folded piece. And another hack of mine or trick from years in the crafty creative life, if you put something heavy on top of it while the glue sets up better, and then it doesn't come apart. So that's my latest Bridgerton, what do you call it? My latest Bridgerton Memdex. Some of you may have seen my other upload of this Memdex right here. So I'm just gluing these little accent pieces. What happened to my other one? Always on camera. Anyway, oh, there it is. Okay. So I'm just finishing this up by gluing these little accent pieces to the back. In this series, I am doing, I got some glue marks down there, but I can always embellish by putting another layer right there. But in this series, I'm doing a plain side or a simple side, and then I do an elaborate side. So on this elaborate side, she even has a little baby feather. And this is illustration of the first Bridgerton couple where the series started. This is in the likeness of them. So I just wanted to show you that. And then I gotta figure out a way to make this work within the 4-inch realm of our Memdexes. Haven't figured that one out yet, but I will. And so this is probably set up just fine. So now this is how this is going to work. So information in there. Oh, did I glue that on backwards? Well, if it's turned this way, it's not backwards. But that's your choice. I could have glued this side to there, then it would have opened up the opposite way. But anyway, this is the front. This is the side that I would embellish and do. What would I do to this? Maybe if it's going to somebody who likes shabby chic, add some coordinating flowers. If maybe I would put some kind of trim right here. If it was, you know, for somebody who's not really into shabby, you could do just like a plain rhinestone trim for somebody who's into bling. Or if somebody is into shabby chic, you could do some lace here. There's a number of things, but if you use trim, just make sure that it's flexible enough to let you be able to still use the Memdex holes. All right, that's just my quick project share and Memdex innovation for our crafty community. Let me see your take on this. What would you create double-sided? If I had thought of this before I created my 6 Memdexes. How cute would that have been? But they've already been front to back, and they've already had their front and back done, so they're stuck together. But next time I would do them in this format so that they still have a pretty back, but the information is contained there. These weren't really for information. These were just swap items, potential swap items I have come up with. After you guys vote for which one you like the best, if you saw my other video, then I will know which one to include in my faux swap. And by faux swap, I mean I'm swapping with myself. This is my, what would I have created if I had been in the Bridgerton swap. So those are the Memdexes that I created. I love the way they cascade. I'm so anal about some stuff, and it's just so funny. But there are all of my creations. Miss Charlotte in the center, of course. But I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Thank you for your time in watching. Thank you for hitting that like button and subscribing. And until next time, in the brain of, or the mind of Gail, have a wonderful life. Peace.